started really with the introduction of Bitcoin.
Okay.
And there's a Bitcoin white paper. Earlier there were various white papers by the NSA, which is a sort of sister organization to the CIA. And then Bitcoin was actually pushed by some mainstream organizations such as the Financial Times. Very early on, the Reuters and Bloomberg that put out financial quotes would already include Bitcoin prices. And there would be big articles about Bitcoin when it was totally fringe and tiny, nobody knew about it. But then there was more and more, and then some of the large banks, JP Morgan, started to say that, well, we're going to collaborate with people that work with Bitcoin or other similar electronic, distributed ledger, blockchain-related currencies similar to Bitcoin. And then also central banks said, we have to get in on this. And so Bitcoin has served as a sort of excuse for central banks to be able to say, we also need, there's market demand for this now. In fact, this is what Lagarde said. That's why we need to consider now introducing CBDCs, because we have to offer something. When really, as I said, there's no need. We have digital currency. We've got bank digital currency. Yeah. That's worked well. There's and particularly in continental Europe, it's actually the best system in the world. It's very fast transactions. Yeah. There's almost never an error. I've been in other countries where you have entire items and systems to handle reconciliation errors and settlement errors and so on. Yeah. It doesn't happen in Europe. So it's a very effective system. And so why do we need something? You see, that's where Bitcoin was useful. It's like, we do need something else now, because central banks also need to offer something similar to Bitcoin, which is a very weak argument, really.
Okay. Is it somehow related that they might introduce Bitcoin themselves to, in the end, make the argument that they also needed a digital coin?
Yeah, exactly. That's it. Yeah. You see, so
because the origins of Bitcoin are still it's a black box. Nobody know.
They give you some hints.
Yeah.
For example, I've said this many years ago. Having lived in Japan for 12 years, I was interested in the fact that the alleged legendary or apocryphal founder of Bitcoin is called Satoshi Nakamoto.
Yeah.
Now, I thought, okay, what does that mean, Satoshi Nakamoto? And then there was no such person. There were people saying, is it this person or that person? But nobody really seemed to be the actual Satoshi Nakamoto. But that's the sort of name they used. And it is a Japanese name.
Yeah.
Okay, if it's a Japanese name, well then let's treat it like a Japanese name, which means step one, put it in the order of Japanese names. Now, in all Asian languages, you put the family name first.
Yeah.
So it's Nakamoto Satoshi.
Yeah.
That's step one.
Okay.
Step two, write it in Japanese. And if we had a board, I'd write it down. So write it in, they actually use Chinese characters for this. Nakamoto is very, very simple. It's Naka, which is also part of the name for China, the center, the central kingdom,
Oh, okay.
And Moto is the second character of Japan, the origin of the sun, the origin. So center, origin. And Satoshi is the Chinese character for wisdom or intelligence. Now, you often use two characters to emphasize one concept, which is how you could read this. So this could mean very central. So center and then moto together is really central, okay? And Satoshi, you can translate as intelligence. So we're really saying this name means central intelligence.
Well, yeah. Yeah, it's, yeah.
Anyway, so it's clear that
I never heard this. I never read this, so yeah.
Well, you've got to at least have some basic understanding of Japanese and writing these in Japanese. But I think the Secret Service agencies they like to sometimes give hints, because really they'd like to be talked about, but they have to work in secret,
Oh.